Hello and a very warm welcome to BVB and Dortmund fans from around the world. We are back here on BVB World, and slowly but surely we are creeping closer to the start of the new season. But first up, some summer friendlies to get through, starting here in Stadion Essen against Rot-Weiss Essen. That stands for red and white, as Borussia Dortmund now with a new manager at the helm, the man from the Netherlands, Peter Bosz, former Ajax Amsterdam coach, now in charge of the black and yellows. And this is a first real look at some of his players in action out on the pitch. Let me take you through the lineup for Dortmund here this afternoon. Roman Bürki starts in goal, with Schmelzer at left back and Paslak at right back. Socrates is joined by one of the new additions, Ömer Toprak, the man who joined from Bayern Leverkusen for 12 million euros. Then in midfield, Nuri Sahin is on the left with Eric Durm in the middle, and a start for 18-year-old Dominik Vanna, the player from the under-19 squad. Gets the nod and a chance to impress the new manager here today. He will play in that right of the three across midfield. Then three up front with Emre Mor out left, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in the middle, and Andre Schürrle out right. The other new addition, Dan Axel Zagadou, the youngster from PSG, is on the bench and could very well make an appearance, as is Alexander Isak, the young Swedish player who joined the club last season. Will perhaps get a bit of a run out from Peter Bosz as well. As for Rot-Weiss Essen, they start with Heller in goal. Grunt, Urban, Zeiger, Malura make up the back four, with Lucas and Mayas sitting in front of them. Three across midfield with Bednarski, Bayer and Pröger from left to right, with the number 9 Platzek up front for the home side. Two other additions, of course, for Borussia Dortmund this summer. Just the one that really stands out, though, Mahmoud Daoud from Borussia Mönchengladbach, joining for 12 million euros, just like Toprak. However, he is still recovering from the summer action with the under-21 national side, and therefore will not be making an appearance today. The same goes for Maximilian Philipp, the other new addition. Things about to get underway here. Sven Baszczycki, the referee for this summer friendly between these two sides. And it'll be interesting to see how Toprak settles in alongside Socrates. And even more interesting to see how young Dominik Vanna does out here. And we have another look at the Rot-Weiss Essen lineup. The last time these two teams met in the Bundesliga, you'd have to go back to 1977, where Borussia Dortmund came out 5-1 winners. They met in the Cup back in 2008 as well. Borussia Dortmund winning 3-1 on that occasion. And they did play each other in a friendly 3 years ago, where Dortmund won 5-1 as well. Things about to get underway here. Plenty of fans here from both sets to support the boys in black and yellow and red and white. And it is Dortmund to get things underway. Dorn back to Socrates. Here is the new man, Toprak. Back inside to Socrates. And Toprak on the ball again. Plenty of touches already for the new signing. Peter Bosz will be looking to make his mark in the Bundesliga with Dortmund. Quite a challenge ahead, plenty of expectations as well, which are all part and parcel when you're at the helm of a club that is as big as Borussia Dortmund is. However, Ajax Amsterdam, not that small a club either, so it does have some experience in that department. Peter Bosz, of course, plenty of experience as a manager in Holland, Vitesse Arnhem and Feyenoord. Both teams he was involved with, of course. At Feyenoord was just the technical director rather than the manager. Had time in Israel with Maccabi Tel Aviv before returning to the Netherlands to take charge of Ajax Amsterdam, before being unable to turn down the opportunity of managing Borussia Dortmund after the departure of Thomas Tuchel during the summer. Schmelzer with a throw to Aubameyang. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, of course, at the centre of a number of transfer rumours. Whether or not he'll be a Dortmund player come the start of the season remains to be seen. Decent shot and a decent goal as well. What an effort that was. Bayer from distance gets the party started here in the Essen Stadium. As the ball came into him, there was no one really closing him down, and just bounced, or it took a bounce right in front of Roman Bürki as well, who was able to get a fingertip to it, but not enough to keep it out of goal. And it's a surprise start for Dortmund, who find themselves a goal down early on. Bayer with a goal he won't be forgetting anytime soon, even if it isn't a friendly. There will be questions asked about the space he was given there. Here is the youngster Vanna, looking for club captain Marcel Schmelzer down the line. Don't give away a free kick. Andre Schürrle, another player that some fans feel still needs to play his best football in the colours of black and yellow. Had a good end to the season, definitely started finding some form later on. But both he and the fans will be wanting a slightly better start to the season. Vanna unable to send the ball out wide for Andre Schürrle. Goalkeeper Heller able to boot the ball clear. Schmelzer quick with the throw. Back to Toprak. Nuri Sahin, of course, another player that will be looking to make his mark this season. Spent almost all of last season out due to injury. Definitely a key player for the Black and Yellows. And he'll be hoping for an injury-free season, that's for sure. In the meantime, Dortmund have a free kick in a decent position here. Andre Schürrle looks like he's getting ready to take this. It's going to take some doing to beat Heller in goal from that distance, but he's going to have a go, and it's not a bad effort either. Looking for that top left corner. Just didn't get enough dip on it in the end to trouble the keeper, who was scrambling across, but I think he had it covered. Get a better look at it here. Well wide in the end. But definitely the right idea by Andre Schürrle. Now, breakaway is on. Here is Grunt, puts an early ball in. Toprak with the header away. Comes to Abaya, the goal scorer. Nuri Sahin does enough to trouble him into losing the ball, and then a decent effort by Lucas from outside the box, well wide in the end. Just never really got the contact he was looking for, dragging it wide. And plenty of pace, just not the accuracy he was looking for. But it has been a very good start here by Essen. You have to take your hat off to the home side. They've come here to give Dortmund a game, and they're doing just that so far. Here is the youngster, Vanna. Great bit of skill to lose the defender. And now a chance for Aubameyang. Cuts back inside. Can he keep hold of it? And then looks to pick out Andre Schürrle to his left. Not the best ball to find him. Attack and danger not over here though. Nuri Sahin has the ball played a little too far ahead of him there by Andre Schürrle. But Dortmund able to hang on to possession here. 7 minutes gone. Essen lead by a goal to 0. Schmelzer looking for the early cross. Trying to fizz one across the face of goal and find Aubameyang at the far post. Unable to find him. Intercepted on its way in. And Essen able to deal with the danger. Mario Götze. Not risked or pushed into a comeback too quickly by Peter Bosz. Only returned to team training last Friday following a lengthy spell on the sidelines because of metabolic disturbances, according to the doctors. Hasn't played competitively since the end of January. Although he's a spectator here today, every chance of the Germany international playing some part in the friendlies against Urawa Reds and AC Milan during Dortmund's week-long summer tour of Asia. That kicks off on the 13th of July. They'll be there until the 19th. As they prepare for the new season, with some great games as well. Plenty of fans in Asia, of course. They'll be on the edge of their seats when the boys come to town, no doubt about it. And of course, a real return to competitive action on the 5th of August, when Dortmund take on the defending Bundesliga champions Bayern Munich in a curtain-raising Super Cup, which should be a spectacle in itself, that's for sure. Always is when Dortmund and Bayern Munich meet. And without doubt, be no different on the 5th of August. Bottom of your screen there, Dominic Vanna, the 18-year-old. a chance to impress. Plenty of fine young players within the Dortmund setup. He, one of many, that will surely make a name for themselves. Chance to impress Peter Bosz here today, and he's had a decent start as well. I've seen some of the ball. Good little run through the middle as well just moments ago. Almost setting up Aubameyang, but just couldn't find Schürrle to cap off what was a good move started by the youngster. Dortmund enjoying a lot more of possession at the moment than Essen. That was to be expected, but it's the home side who lead after a cracking strike from Benjamin Bayer. Now Andre Schürrle as well to get a cross in. Can't find a teammate though, and it's an easy catch in the end for Heller. Pressure on Heller there from Aubameyang. Keeper almost causing himself all kinds of problems there. That's well played by Toprak. Winning the ball back inside the Essen half. Now Schmelzer thinks about a cross. Before pulling it back inside for Vanna. Back to Toprak and inside for Erik Dorn. Toprak again. Nuri Sahin. A bit of space to move into. Decides to try and switch it out right. Bednarski thought he took a bit of a knock there. As Felix Paslak doing his best to trouble the Essen number 8. Dortmund come away with the throw before Sahin gives away a free kick for just a little bit of a nudge in the back of Bayer there. The new man in charge, Peter Bosz. You can almost say these games more important for him than the players. New additions in there, of course, will want to settle quickly, get to know their new teammates and adapt to their style of play. I think for Peter Bosz, these are the games where he really try and get his tactics across to his players, try things out as well before the season starts. And doesn't really have that much time to do so. As the Bundesliga does come around, the games come thick and fast. Toprak. Vanna to Sahin. Schürrle back to Schmelzer, back inside to Sahi. That's good closing down by Bayer. Andre Schürrle doing a good enough job to help the ball out of play. Coming off Pröger in the end. Dortmund with the... I was going to say Dortmund with the throw, but it looks like Schürrle's approach was a little too aggressive for the referee's liking there. So Essen with the free kick. And there's Urban. Trying to work the ball out wide there. Nowhere near his teammate in the end. Dortmund with the throw. Look to take it quickly. Toprak, eager to switch it out left. Now Schmelzer to Schürrle. Back to the captain, Schmelzer. Does well to pick out Sahi. Has space ahead of him. Decides to shift it to his left for Andre Schürrle. Now Schürrle keeps going. Decent tackle to put the ball out of play. Dortmund with the first corner of the game as a result. Coming towards the quarter-hour mark. Just the one half chance for Dortmund so far, no shots on goal. Early days, of course. Schürrle with the delivery. Punched away by Heller. And clearance extended by Lucas then. Sloppy pass across the back four there. Emre Moore will try and keep the pressure on him and attempt to win the ball back as quickly as possible. Essen do a decent job of playing their way out of trouble, but can't hold on to it for very long as Dortmund win the ball back quite comfortably there. Paslak to Socrates. Socrates arguably Dortmund's, or one of Dortmund's best performers. I think he'd struggle to take that title away from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang after the season he had, but when it comes to defensive duties, I think he'll struggle to find a better performer than Socrates. Last campaign was absolutely fantastic, almost a wonderful ball by Aubameyang to find Schürrle that wasn't far away from cutting that defence in two with a great little bit of vision. Essen doing just enough to get the ball clear in the end. Dortmund still in possession now, looking to build up from the back again. Here is Emre Moore. Another player will be looking for perhaps a little more game time next season. Still very young, of course, and so much potential. Here is Emre Moore again. Goes for the ball over the top this time. Malura with the clearance. Grunt with the ball inside to Bayer. Bayer again. Attempts at an early cross there by Pröger. And now Essen with their first corner of the game. Taking shorts. Here is Bayer again, trying his luck. Once again, why not? He's already found the back of the net once. Up and over though. No problem for Roman Bürki. Socrates. 1-2 with Erik Duren, now Toprak. Toprak came up through the Freiburg youth system, of course. Actually started with Ravensburg under 17s before joining Freiburg under 17s, then made his way into the under 19 squad and then into the first team back in 2008. 3 years later, making the move to Bayer Leverkusen. Now a black and yellow. Paslak inside to Sahi. Once again has space. Great ball to find Aubameyang. One touch, pulls it back. And then Andre Schürrle fluffed the first attempt. Was under pressure, of course, which has always got to make it more difficult, but could have actually had a second swing at it. Not quite sure he knew the ball was right there with him. Dortmund will have a corner though. We'll get a better look at this here. And a decent attempt there, blocked, and then if he'd have known the ball was right behind him, could have perhaps had a second one. Corner cleared, only as far as Paslak. Now Erik Duren. Back to pass like once more. Has support out wide in the form of Schürrle. Tries to fizz one into the path of Emre Moore, who does well to close down and put pressure on Heller. Ball into Moore, not exactly the best by Andre Schürrle, just a little ahead of him. Good run by the Dortmund number 9 though. Subotic on the bench there after returning from his loan. Fantastic ball out wide, will be chased down by Malura. Tries to get the cross in first time. Hitting Schmelzer in the back, and here is Schmelzer now trying to break quickly for Dortmund. Great pace to this game, you wouldn't think it's a friendly. Both sides very competitive right from the get-go. Great to see. Also great to see Nuri Sahin on the ball. Really did miss him last season. Playing a high pressing game here in this first half, something we saw them do a lot last season. So much youth and pace in the team, you can understand why they opt for that tactic more often than not. Here is Sahin, lovely weighted pass out wide to find Marcel Schmelzer. Right-footed cross by him, over the top, headed away by Gruntz, comes back to him again. This time the half-volley clearance gets the job done. Socrates getting in the mix, nice and early here. Rot-Weiss Essen, of course, in the 4th tier of German football at the moment. They themselves will be pushing for promotion come the new season. Now, Aubameyang with space in the middle. Can't find Eric Durham with the through ball. Picked up by Socrates. Sahin to Toprak. Vanna looking for Andre Schürrle. Just a little wide of the Dortmund striker, but Dortmund will have the throw. Schmelzer takes it quickly, finds Aubameyang, back to Schmelzer, all the way back to Toprak. Aubameyang able to turn, good pressure on him though, double teamed. Again Sahin with that ball over the top and out wide, just a little too much mustard on that one for Schmelzer. But again, the right idea. Schmelzer finding himself in space out on that far left wing, time and time again. Something that Sahin was looking to take advantage of there, not for the first time. Great control there by Eminem Moore under pressure. Does well to win the throw in the end. Pasnak opting for Roman Burki rather than Socrates there, with the Essen striker Platzek lurking, not taking any chances. Toprak picks out Pasnak, and then Eminem Moore with a slight lapse in concentration there. See Sven Deichmann, the Essen head coach, former Borussia Mönchengladbach reserves head coach. Back in 2010, before moving on and taking charge of VN Wiesbaden, now finds himself at the helm of Rot-Weiss Essen. With almost 27 minutes gone, it's pretty much been all Dortmund really as far as possession goes. Find themselves a goal down, unless Vanna can do something. Struggled though once he was on the ball, does really well to win the ball back, and should have been given a free kick there. Unlucky the youngster not to come away with a foul after doing really well to win the ball back. Slowly but surely though, Dortmund looking more and more dangerous going forward here. Almost feel it's only a matter of time for one of these moves does work out for them. Schürrle with a decent crack from just outside the box. Straight down the middle and into the hands of Heller though, making the keeper's job just that little bit easier. With the attempt at a flick on for Schmelzer, not coming off for him though. Hopeful ball forward and slight push in the back of Toprak there as well. Play continues. Here's Eric Dorn. Felix Paslak, and then more there in support. Needs to cut back inside and forced back towards the halfway line. Here's Toprak again. Great ball. Attempted cross is blocked. Dortmund with another corner from the far side. Pressure starting to build on the boys in red and white here. Well, send the ball in, Toprak, and that is a goal, surely. Fantastic header on by Toprak. Not quite sure he was necessarily looking for Aubameyang. More likely was trying to get that one on target. But it does come to the talisman in the end. Yeah, it does enough to edge it past the keeper onto the hands of the Essen defender, or man on the line, should I say, Bednarski. All over the line anyway. And Dortmund level things up. And no surprises. And it's that man, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who gets his name on the score sheet. Something we have come accustomed to, especially after last season. You could see a goal coming as far as Dortmund were concerned. They're going to have to be careful here, though. Chance now, perhaps. Platzek, and then not a bad effort by Bednarski. Just leaning back with the shot, though, unable to keep the ball down. Didn't quite catch it sweet enough either. Very good play by Dortmund. Dealing with the pressing very easily there. Now Sahin out wide for Schmelzer. Schürrle looking for Schmelzer again. Instead it finds Dominik Wanner. He'll send it back to Sahin again. Back inside to Wanner. Toprak to Sahin. Schürrle again. Dortmund knocking the ball around nicely here. Looking for Emre Mor on the far side, and Emre Mor doing enough to win the throw-in as well, deep inside the Essen half here. Now Sahin with time on the ball. Finds Schmelzer again. Try to get the cross off as quickly as possible. Aubameyang making himself available. Goal scorer. The layoff for Socrates. Now Emre Mor took a slight shove there. No free kick given. Essen with a chance to try and play their way out of their own half, but good pressure by Paslak to win the ball back as well. And now a chance to break here for Wanner. Decides to just slow it down a little bit with very few black and yellow shirts there in support. They are there now. Here is Schmelzer back inside to Wanner. All the way back to Toprak. Dortmund taking their time with their build-up. Sahin to Aubameyang. Now Erik Durm. On the edge of the Essen penalty area. Going to Emre Mor. Back to Nuri Sahin. Now Wanner. Dortmund just knocking the ball around, waiting for an opening patiently. Everyone back behind the ball for Rot-Weiss Essen here. Now Aubameyang with a chance to shoot, and plenty of venom in that one. Plenty of movement as well. Heller struggling to hold on to it initially. He did well to get himself behind the ball. to stop the shot. Roman Berkey with a slightly easier pick up at the other end. Have to get rid of the ball. Toprak, who has looked very comfortable every time he has been on the ball, fitting in very quickly and easily alongside Socrates. Could be a fantastic partnership, that one. No doubt in Toprak's ability, of course, which is why he was brought to the club. However, you never know. Some players take a little longer to settle in than others. He's looked very comfortable during these opening 35.5 minutes here in Essen. Slightly hopeful ball over the top. Aubameyang will chase, but Heller will get there first. Good clearance by the keeper. And Toprak there. Handling things well on the halfway line. Off for Socrates, he will bring it over the halfway line before sending it out wide for Emre Mor. Pasnak with the overlap. Emre Mor decides not to use him, cuts back inside and back to Toprak instead. Schmelzer to Vanna, now the 18-year-old. Puts in across. A little too deep though for Aubameyang, and Emre Mor won't get there either. As Grund patiently and calmly launches the ball out over the line for an Essen throw. Ball picked up by Vanna. It's good tracking back by Pröger. Appreciation shown from the home fans for his effort there. One back again by Dortmund inside the Essen half. Fourth division side struggling to hold on to the ball for any real extended period of time, as Dortmund continue to keep the pressure on, perhaps looking to try and take the lead before the half-time break. Schürrle, of course, taking a slight deflection, which gave it a little more lift than he'd intended, I believe. A deflection resulting in a Dortmund corner. Cross by Schürrle, does well. And once again, Toprak and Aubameyang combining on the end of a set piece. Ball coming in from the right this time, but it was almost a carbon copy of the goal that Aubameyang scored before. Toprak yet again causing the Essen defence all sorts of problems in the box. And Aubameyang could have and really should have made it 2 for him and Dortmund. Great closing down by the Dortmund front man there. A free kick given away by Erik Durm. Just over 6 minutes to go. Chance now for Dortmund, perhaps. Schmelzer puts in the cross, looking for Aubameyang. Urban doing just enough to put the striker off. And now Brugge brings it forward. Decent cut back. Perhaps now with the second effort, and there it is. And it's that man again, Benjamin Bayer, with a cracking finish. Perhaps a little fortunate to get the assist in the way he did. An absolute miss-hit by Bednarski. Feeds it straight into the path of the arriving Benjamin Bayer, who lets rip, not for the first time. And not for the first time, finds the back of the net. Roman Bürki, just like with the first goal, getting a hand to the ball, but can't stop it from travelling past him. And whether or not they deserve it, Rot-Weiss Essen have their lead back, now 2-1 up against Peter Bosz's side. Not a bad afternoon for Benjamin Bayer so far. Ball over the top to Aubameyang. Not in an offside position. First touch, just letting himself down with it. Should have really done better there. Had he controlled it, would have just had the keeper to beat. Instead, his first touch almost putting the ball back behind his body, and was always going to struggle after that. Essen defenders then able to get back and try and deal with the danger. Not too many worried faces there. It is, of course, a pre-season friendly. Outcome will have no effect whatsoever, but I think, you know, you still want to see your team win, regardless of who they play and how important the game is. No doubt the players will be pushing for an equaliser. Decent ball through the middle, looking for Erik Dorn, but it's good tracking back there by Lucas. Another Dortmund corner. Will Toprak be the target man this time? Over his head, finds Socrates, who glances it on to Aubameyang. Starting to think it's part of a training ground move. Essen defenders struggling to pick up Aubameyang during set pieces so far. Emre Mor with a bit of a full pass through the middle there, not quite sure who he was aiming at. Had Aubameyang to his left, Scholler to his right. Put it right in between the two front men in the end. He has been impressive. Ömer Toprak has looked like a fantastic addition already. Arguably one of Dortmund's best players of this first half, even if they do find themselves 2-1 down. Here is Dominic Vanna, layoff for Sahin. First time effort blocked, never really got the contact he was looking for. Emre Mor keeps the move going. Good little run, and then just can't pick out Dominik Vanna. Toprak giving the ball away cheaply there. Now Pröger on a breakaway for Essen. And on that right wing, tried to cut the ball back inside in an attempt to find a way past Erik Dorn. Attack comes to nothing in the end, and that's all she wrote for the first 45, an entertaining first 45 here in the Essen Stadium. Early goal, just 3 minutes in for Essen's Benjamin Bayer. Decent strike from distance, finding a way past Roman Bürki before none other than Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was able to equalise on the half-hour mark before Benjamin Bayer decided he wasn't finished yet and sent another one flying past Roman Bürki. 40 minutes in. Half-time score 2-1 for the home side, but plenty of positives for Dortmund in this pre-season friendly, where one man in particular, Ömer Toprak, the man bought from Bayer Leverkusen this summer, has really been putting together a very comfortable and a very good first half display. Expect plenty of changes in the second 45, which is just around the corner. So don't go anywhere, because you're already in the right place right here on BVB World.
BVB Total im Doppelpass mit der Telekom.
Die Sommerpause ist Geschichte und sie wurde von den BVB-Spielern höchst unterschiedlich genutzt. Die einen mit dem klassischen Sommerprogramm, relaxen am Strand mit Freunden und der Familie. Die anderen nutzten die Zeit für die wirklich wichtigen Dinge im Leben. So wie Mario Götze, der sich mit seiner Liebsten verlobt hat. Marc Bartra setzt noch einen drauf und hat geheiratet. Glückwunsch! Doch auch die schönste freie Zeit ist einmal zu Ende. Denn ab jetzt heißt es volle Konzentration auf die neue Spielzeit. Und der schwarz-gelbe Trainingsauftakt findet wie gewohnt nicht auf dem grünen Rasen statt, sondern in der Halle. Der erste Tag steht nämlich zunächst ganz im Zeichen der Leistungsdiagnostik. Neben Rückkehrer Mario Götze und Neuzugang dann Axel Zagadou ist auch Ömer Toprak neu mit dabei. Sein erster Eindruck.
Mir gefällt es richtig gut. Ich meine, die Jungs haben mich wirklich sehr, sehr gut willkommen geheißen. Im Moment habe ich noch nicht so viel von der Stadt gesehen. Ich bin noch im Hotel. Aber das Trainingsgelände und allem drum und dran, ja, gefällt mir sehr, sehr gut.
Nach einer kurzen Einweisung geht es los. Runde um Runde wird in verschiedenen Intensitäten gelaufen. Am Ende jeder Einheit wird Blut abgenommen. Alles im Dienste der Wissenschaft. Und auf alte Bekannte ist Ömer Toprak bei Schwarz-Gelb auch getroffen.
Ich kenne schon viele, Nuri Emre von der Nationalmannschaft, Gonzo Schü vom Ex-Verein und natürlich auch von der Liga. Klar, wenn man gegeneinander spielt, kennt man viele, viele Gesichter und jetzt ist man halt mittendrin.
Mit dem BVB hat er viel vor und eine Sache möchte er auf jeden Fall mal in Dortmund miterleben.
Ja, mir hat das sehr, sehr gut gefallen, als nach dem Pokalsieg mit dem Autokorso. Ich habe das ja nur im Fernsehen mitverfolgt, aber mir hat das wirklich sehr, sehr gut gefallen. Ich habe auch mit den Jungs danach gesprochen und ich möchte ganz einfach auch sowas erleben.
Apropos Feiern. Unsere frisch gebackenen U21-Europameister Maximilian Philipp und Moda Hut, zurzeit noch im wohlverdienten Urlaub, werden in den nächsten Tagen zur Mannschaft stoßen. Der Rest des Teams freut sich nach dieser eher wissenschaftlichen Einheit wieder auf die Ballarbeit. Doch am größten ist die Freude darüber, dass es wieder losgeht, auch wenn der ein oder andere noch an die schönen Momente der Sommerpause zurückdenkt.
kommt jetzt nicht mehr aus der Steckdose, sondern vom Herzen mit Strom 09. Mit dem BVB und Lichtblick für die Umwelt punkten. Für jeden BVB-Punkt gibt es 1 Kilowattstunde Ökostrom gratis. Jetzt wechseln. Strom 09. Volle Pulle Zukunft.
Hello and welcome back for the second 45, and it's a brand new 11 out on the pitch for Borussia Dortmund. You can see there a new arrival, Zagadou from Paris Saint-Germain, out on the pitch now as well. Neven Subotic out there as well. So is Alexander Isak, a young Swede up front, and David Kopac as well. Not to mention Ousmane Dembele, probably the most exciting young player from last season. Christian Pulisic out there as well. Gonzalo Castro and Sven Bender, both with a little bit more experience. And there is the new man, Zagadou. Lovely first touch there. Ousmane Dembele on the turn. Out wide for Christian Pulisic. Pulisic back in for Dembele. And Alexander Isak was there as well. Kopac. Dembele pulls it back, looking for Isak. I think the Swedish youngster was hoping there was someone in behind him as the ball came into his feet with real pace. Decided to leave it. There's Marc Bartra covering well. And Dominic Reimann to the first team from the reserves this season. Gets his first taste here against Essen as well. Now Zagadou. Ousmane Dembele tries to send it back for Bender. It's picked up instead by Marc Bartra. Lovely turn. Bartra still going here. Marc Bartra on a little run of his own, taking on the entire Essen team in the end. He wasn't too far away from getting a shot off either. Dortmund still in possession, keep the pressure on here. Lovely ball out to Pulisic, who does well to pluck it out of the air. Lucas Piszczek inside to Sven Bender. He'll be looking for more action this season as well. Another player who struggled with injuries last campaign. Now Pulisic taking on the Essen defence. Piszczek to Bender. Now that's Subo out wide for Zagadou. Inside to Gonzalo Castro. Great ball to pick out. Piszczek, who tries to header back across the face of goal. Can't find a teammate, and Benjamin Bayer, 2 goals to his name already this afternoon. Can't get rid of the ball in time. Dortmund with the throw. Piszczek quick to take it. Finds Bender. Dembele free in the middle. Sven Wojcicki in the way though. Referee with a fantastic interception there, as far as Essen were concerned. Dortmund picking up where they left off, even with 11 different players out on the pitch for the second half. Putting early pressure on the 4th division side. Dink over the top, finds Kopac, lovely pull back. Kopac gets a shot off, took a deflection, will be a corner. One could argue, perhaps slightly selfish there from the youngster. Had yellow shirts to pick out both Isak and Dembele in the box, perhaps. Not necessarily the best option there. Nevertheless, corner doesn't have the desired effect, but it does come back to Kovac, yeah. Here comes the cross, looking for Isak, headed away. Picked up again by Subotic. Gonzalo Castro. Through to Isak, who not quite sure if he left it on purpose for Dembele. That was Ousmane Dembele, able to get a shot off, couldn't guide it towards that far corner, instead straight down the middle. Marcel Lens, the new keeper, in goal for Essen. That will be a free kick Dortmund's way. David Kovac brought down inside the centre circle. Dortmund quick to get the ball rolling again. Here's Ousmane Dembele, lovely first touch, and then he's brought down. Another free kick taken quickly by Zagadou. Dembele, opponent's worst nightmare. So dangerous once he's on the ball. Here he goes again, this time heavy touch, lets the ball get away from him. Gonzalo Castro keeps the move alive. Now Pulisic to Dembele, trying to fake the shots and bring it back in side onto his left foot. Here is Marc Bartra, fully recovered after that scary incident, which saw him needing an operation to his hand. Now Essen with their first real move forward. Cedric Harenbrock, another new man on the pitch for Essen here in the second half. Dennis Malura, and a shot from distance, blocked, and now perhaps a chance to break away for Dortmund. There's Dembele. Dembele on the move, still going. Does really well, trying to create some space to get a cross off and find Alexander Isak. In the middle. In the end, Marcel Lens able to get his hands to the ball first. Cross just a little too close to the Essen keeper. Great determination shown there by Marc Bartra. Now Pulisic. Dembele looking to pick out that far bottom right corner yet again, this time a little closer to it, but still not dangerous enough to trouble Marcel Lens in goal. Eight and a half minutes of this second half are played, and still Essen lead by 2-1. Goals from Benjamin Maier. The difference between the two sides, one for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as well. He's no longer out there. As Peter Bosz deciding to send a different 11 out for the second 45. To get everyone as much game time as possible here during these pre-season friendlies. Now wide to Zagadou. Youngster brought in from Paris Saint-Germain. Tries the 1-2 with Dembele, but it's Essen who come away with it, and now they look to break quickly as well. One back well inside the Essen half, yet again by Dortmund. Now Zagadou. So Bender forward for Alexander Isak. Pulisic looking to pick out David Kopac, couldn't find him. Gonzalo Castro does well to keep the ball with the black and yellows. Now Piszczek with an early ball in, takes a slight deflection. Almost fell for Pulisic. That will be a Dortmund throw. Just 18 years old, Zagadou, but what a remarkable athlete. Not the smallest of youngsters, that's for sure. Player with real potential, an exciting signing, no doubt about it. There's another youngster yet to reach his full potential, but impressive last season nonetheless. Christian Pulisic takes a bit of a nasty knock there. Painful one for him. Still feeling that one as well. Always nervy moments during pre-season. Fine balance of trying to get to full match fitness and prepare yourself in the right way, but of course avoid injury as well. Big goal kick from Marcel Lenz there. Bartra coming back well. Sweeping up. Another cross in. Zagadou with a great bit of defending there. And then does even better to pick out Ousmane Dembele. His first touch is a poor one, he knows it. That was very mature play indeed. By Dan Axel Zagadou. Here he is again. Does look very calm on the ball for a player so young. Isak tries to send it out wide for Pulisic. First time there, just didn't catch it. The way he was hoping to. Subotic with a towering header back into the Essen half. Now Bender. Pulisic and wide for Lucas Piszczek. Back to Pulisic again. Tries the cut back to lose the defender, create the space for a cross or a run of his own. Didn't quite work out though. Picked up by Marc Bartra just inside the Dortmund half as they'll go at it again. As we edge closer to the hour mark now. Not offside there, David Kopac. Pulls it back for Pulisic, who has a crack. Just bouncing up slightly. He will have a corner as he tried to taken on what looked like a slight half volley there. Definitely taking a deflection on its way up and over, so Pulisic will take the corner here as well. Does well to find Subotic. Lovely first touch by Dembele. Shot blocked by Cedric Hardenbrock. Would have almost certainly found the back of the net. And the Essen substitute not been standing where he was. Now a chance for Essen to break here with Pröger. Dennis Malura tries to put a cross in, calls for handball. Not quite sure Subotic could have done too much to get out of the way of that one. Great touch there by Dembele. To just place it into that top right corner. Hardenbrock in the right place at the right time. Essen will have a free kick. Handball given against Subotic is the decision. There's Kevin Grunt. Fires one in. And Essen have a third. And it's the number 9, Marcel Platzek, who gets his name on the score sheet as well. Ball fizzed in with real pace, kept it low as well. Took a slight deflection. And in typical striker fashion, Platzek there to poach one. From close range, just getting himself ahead of Ivan Subotic there. Dortmund now 3-1 down against Rot-Weiss Essen. And that will be a penalty. I was about to say, if he gave the handball against Subotic, then referee Sven Wachicki almost had to give the penalty here as well. Both handballs very similar indeed. And Dortmund with a chance to nick a goal back here, right after conceding. There was a bit of an odd movement of that right arm away from the body and towards the ball, so you can understand why the referee's given it. And Ousmane Dembele smashes it into the back of the net, top right corner. Thank you very much. And just like that, the gap back down to 1. A wonderfully taken penalty. And a young Frenchman with a bright future at Dortmund. That's his 2 cents to this pre-season friendly as well. Malura and Grunt will make way for Tolga Kokosan and Timo Becker. Both get a chance to take on the black and yellows now as well. For the remaining 22 minutes of this second half here in the Essen Stadium. Pressure there by Isak. Well, Essen do well to play their way out of trouble there. Not a bad ball either. Kai Pröger going down rather acrobatically there. Referee not having any of it. And now Zagadou on the move in the other direction for Borussia Dortmund. Ousmane Dembele does really well to get past two defenders, and then a decent ball in as well. Looking for Isak, can't find him though. Essen able to get the ball clear. Now Marcel Platzik runs into trouble. And the best ball by him. David Kopacz comes away with it for Dortmund. Space in the middle if he can find Gonzalo Castro, he can. Lovely first touch. Castro does well to stay on his feet and then tries to pick out Ousmane Dembele with the outside of his right boot. Under real pressure while trying to do so. Had the right idea, just couldn't find the execution. Bartra to Castro. Needed a shout, didn't get one. And again, Kai Pröger down on the ground this time. The referee does give him the free kick. Again, Gonzalo Castro with space. Picks out Zagadou to his left. Zagadou off the crossbar. Quite sure that was meant to be a cross. Pull back for Isak. Now Kopacz. Under pressure. Decides to give the ball to Lucas Piszczek, and he will go all the way back to Bartra. Tries to shift it out left for Zagadou. Instead, Pröger comes away with it for Essen here. Has space down this right flank. Sven Bender comes across to close down, and then Hardenbrock just lets himself down. A poor first touch as the ball came played into his feet. Given away by David Kopacz though, and then one back very quickly indeed by Dortmund. Dembele's ball just a little heavy for Isak, who does well to keep the ball in play and keep the move alive. And Essen managed to deal with the danger in the end. That clearance out of play. Dortmund will have the throw inside the Essen half. Piszczek centers it for Subo. Zagadou, great turn by Dembele, looking for Isak here. Tiger gets across and ahead of the young Swede. Zagadou with the cross, header away, comes out to Sven Bender. Tries to shift it out right first time on the half volley on his weaker foot as well. Looking for Lucas Piszczek, but just a little too much fizz on it. Piszczek was always going to struggle to get on the end of it. There's the attempted cross slash shot on goal by Zagadou. With a little dink over the top. Marcel Platzik making a run back rather than forward. As that attack comes to nothing. Dembele with a little dink over the top of his own. Equally ineffective. Halenbrock out wide. In comes the cross over the head of Subotic. Zagadou misses the clearance first time round, but it's worked out well for him. Now Gonzalo Castro. Ousmane Dembele has Isak to his left. Instead, gives it to Pulisic. He tries to pull it back for Isak. And good defending in the end. Denies the young American his assist. Dortmund will have a corner though. Dembele with the cross. Sven Bender not far away from finding the target with the header. Just couldn't keep it down. Great delivery by Dembele. Bender will feel he should have done better with that. Didn't quite catch it cleanly enough. Great jump. Not far away from being a great header as well. Well, even if it is a pre-season friendly, it will be quite a scalp for Essen. Last time they came away with anything against Dortmund was during a 3-3 draw in the Bundesliga back in 1970. I think Essen slightly fortunate to come away with the free kick here. I don't think Mark Barcher did too much wrong there, and a little bit of theatrics from Cedric Halenbrock, doing enough to convince the referee. Another decent delivery. Fortunate for the ball to land right in the hands of Dominic Reimann there. That could have ended very differently indeed. All it was begging for, really, that cross was a tap-in the end. And here come Dortmund, quickly in the other direction. Great run there by Ousmane Dembele. Fantastic little bit of skill, showing off his pace and ability on the ball. He tried to fire it into the roof of the net from close range. Alexander Isak perhaps not too happy the ball didn't come his way. Dembele with one thing and one thing only on his mind there, and you can't blame him. Clever play there by Isak to just let the ball bounce over his shoulder. And David Kopacz out wide. Dembele there in support if he needs him. Bender back to Piszczek. Into Dembele once more. Gonzalo Castro making a great run through the middle. Dembele not far away from picking him out. To Castro. Now Piszczek tries the early cross. His is blocked. Tolga Korkosan doing enough to get a leg in the way. Zagadou tries to go it alone, runs into trouble. Now Becker does really well under pressure. Bayer has had a quiet second half after his 2 goals in the first. Becker brought down just inside the Essen half. Home team with a free kick. Lovely ball to shift it out left there. Here comes the early cross over the head of Marcel Platzek. And Zagadou forced to put the ball out of play for an Essen throw. Aimless ball there by Gonzalo Castro. Player down at the moment, Philipp Zeiger, the Essen defender. Thought he took a knock from Alexander Isak there, didn't see too much wrong with it. Get a better look at it here. Can't see what the Swedish striker did wrong there, to be honest. Philipp Zeiger back on his feet. I'm sure he'll be able to continue as well. His cross blocked by Pulisic. Another throw for Essen. Remo scooping, and Tomiak all coming out onto the pitch for Rot-Weiss Essen. His final 15 minutes or less than now. Subotic doing a great job. Winning his team a goal kick there under pressure in that corner. Deichmann with the short ball for Castro. Now Subotic to Zagadou. Back to Subo and inside to Castro. Can Dortmund find an equaliser here before the 90 minutes are up? Lovely first touch by Dembele, really is in a class of his own. Great ball comes back out to Pulisic, who pulls the trigger but can't find the target. Horrible miss for him. And if you're gonna have misses like that, best to get them out of the way during pre-season. That's what I say anyway. Golden opportunity for a young American to put Dortmund back on level terms. Wasn't meant to be. Great pick off by Gonzalo Castro. Now Dembele on the move here. Isak to his right. Pulls it back, tries to be unselfish and find Christian Pulisic, and then Ousmane Dembele losing his footing slightly, much to the delight of the Essen fans. Something I'm sure he'll be able to brush off in no time at all. Coming off the back the Dortmund youngster there. Now Zagadou to Pulisic. Runs into a wall of red and white shirts there, the young American, but Dortmund still in possession. Here is Zagadou again, back to Subotic. Now Bartra. Almost a great ball to pick out. Dembele. Surely offside. Taken quickly by Sven Bender. David Kopac. Back to Bender again. And Castro has Subotic to his left and uses him. Zagadou. Back to Subotic once more. Referee decides to let play continue. That will be a Dortmund throw. Zagadou playing it off the Essen midfielder. All he could really do in that situation, and he did it well. Alexander Isak's first touch not the best, but does want to almost win the ball back. Instead, Essen continue to slowly but surely move forward here. Have looked a little brighter in the second half. Apart from the 3 goals, haven't really created too many chances or anything to trouble Dortmund. As Ousmane Dembele draws a foul inside the centre circle. Bender looks to take it quickly. Instead then takes it short, gives it to Subotic. Here is Zagadou. Looks forward before moving the ball backwards again. Now Marc Bartra. To the final 8 minutes we are now. Dortmund still looking for an equaliser. Ball into Isak. Great first touch. Pulls it back again. Can he get a shot off? Good block in the end. Did really well, was trying to create some space to get a shot off. Zagadou jumping higher than anyone else. Couldn't keep the header down though. Well up and over. The youngster showing off his physicality as well. Fantastic leap. Couldn't find the header to match though. Is Emre Toprak, who put together a really good display in the first half, showing exactly what he can bring to the table now with his new club Dortmund. Decent tackle there by Benjamin Payet to just stop Dembele in his tracks there. Important to do so, because once that young man gets going, he's very difficult to hold up. Plenty of interest around Europe this summer with regard to Ousmane Dembele. Some of the biggest clubs in the world asking questions. Dortmund, of course, after last season, listen to any offers for the youngster. He remains a big part of the Dortmund plan for next season. He himself stating he's more than happy at Dortmund, which is arguably one of the best clubs in Europe when it comes to developing young players. Part of the reason the young Frenchman Dan-Axel Zagadou was so eager to join. Pulisic on the turn, still going. Almost picks out Isak as well. Great little run. Dortmund will have a corner though. Tiger unable to prevent that from happening. Just over 4 minutes left here in Essen. Dortmund still looking for an equaliser. High foot there by Isak. Just catching the Essen player in the face, and tell you what, took that one like a champ. A chance for Essen here perhaps to give the fans something to celebrate yet again. Great pressure by Bartra. Former Barcelona man, really dealing with the danger in exemplary fashion there. Zagadou closed down very quickly indeed. Will come away with the throw. Final minutes, a countdown. Be interesting to see what Peter Bosz thinks of what he's seen here this afternoon. One could argue the goals scored by Essen, especially the first one, perhaps a little bit of a fluke. Benjamin Bayer given a little too much space for my liking, but not the kind of goal you're going to concede very often. And then one coming from a set piece as well. And with Benjamin Bayer's second and Essen's second. Another hopeful shot from outside the box, had just enough pace to find a way past Roman Bürki, who almost stopped it, has to be said. Castro's pass picked off. And it's still going. Yes, and youngster. Perhaps a little over the top with the reaction to the foul. Enjoying the occasion, I'm sure. Can't blame him for wanting his moment in the limelight against the likes of Dortmund. Good defending there by Zagadou yet again. And the ball out of play under pressure. Subotic showing his experience there and does really well to find Ousmane Dembele. Dembele now on the move. This time can't find a way past the sea of red and white shirts that were ahead of him. Only really had Isak in support. Opted to go it alone, perhaps the wrong decision in the end. And speaking of the end, we come to the end of 90 minutes. Rot-Weiss Essen come away winners here at home in this pre-season friendly and entertaining pre-season friendly against Peter Bosz's Borussia Dortmund. A Dortmund that started with a different 11 in the first than in the second. But both sets of 11, I think, putting in a decent performance with plenty of positives to take from for the new manager. That's all she wrote for this evening here in Germany and in Essen. And on the 13th of July, Dortmund will make their way onto their summer tour of Asia, kicking off against the Urawa Reds before they take on AC Milan as well. Make sure you join us for all the pre-season action still to come as we edge closer and closer to the new season. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you do next time. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Take care and good night.
Steht der Kapitän, bei mir steht Marcel Schmelzer. Marcel, das erste Mal jetzt wieder in der neuen Saison, dass ihr auf dem Platz gefordert wart. Wie schön ist es nach der langen Pause, endlich wieder Fußball zu spielen?
Ja, natürlich freuen wir uns, dass es endlich wieder losgeht, auch wenn das mit dem Ergebnis heute nicht so geklappt hat. Natürlich haben wir uns das auch anders vorgestellt, aber wir haben noch eine lange Vorbereitung, sind noch nicht ganz so lange im Training und deswegen müssen wir noch einiges verbessern, klar, aber wir haben ja noch Zeit.
Ihr habt ja auch so noch nie zusammengespielt, zwei komplett unterschiedliche Hälften. Du warst in der ersten Hälfte gefordert, jetzt 11 komplett neue Jungs. Ansonsten auch viele neue Anforderungen. Wie ist es denn? Wie sind die ersten Tage mit Peter Bosz, unter Peter Bosz?
Ja, sehr intensiv. Ich denke, wir haben sehr viele neue Sachen, die wir jetzt in den ersten Tagen aufgetragen bekommen haben und die wir lernen müssen, die wir verinnerlichen müssen, das auch als Mannschaft. Und ja, und ich glaube, das hat man heute auch gesehen, dass wir schon zwar wenig Tage trainiert haben, aber dafür sehr intensiv. Und deswegen, wir haben noch genug Zeit, aber wir müssen uns auch noch in einigen Dingen verbessern.
Wie ist er denn so als Typ? Wir fragen uns natürlich alle, komplett neuer Trainer aus Holland jetzt, andere Spielphilosophie. Wie ist er so abseits des Platzes?
Ja, wie ich gerade schon gesagt habe, wir haben jetzt noch nicht so lange trainiert. Wir kennen uns jetzt auch erst seit 4 Tagen und da kann man das noch nicht ganz so genau sagen, aber er macht im Moment noch einen sehr ruhigen Eindruck und beobachtet viel im Training. Bringt uns zwar schon die Philosophie bei, die er spielen sehen möchte, aber trotzdem beobachtet er noch viel mehr.
Alles klar, das soll es von heute gewesen sein. In ein paar Tagen geht es weiter für die Jungs nach Asien. Das erste Testspiel ist zu Ende. Leider nicht erfolgreich aus Dortmunder Sicht, aber dafür haben wir ja noch die restlichen Testspiele Zeit. Da werden wir sicher auch positivere Ergebnisse erfahren. Das war es von hier, von der Hafenstraße, von unserer Übertragung. Schönen Abend noch an die Fernsehgeräte. Tschüss.